Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius astrology predictions. This new moon is happening on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to adjust it to your time zone. But it's happening, like I said, in the sign of Sagittarius at 9 degrees. This new moon is going to be in a square to Saturn in the sign of Pisces, and also it's going to make a positive aspect, a trine to Mars, which is right now in Leo. So, as we have these new beginnings in the areas of our lives that are ruled by Sagittarius, we're also going to be prone to being more responsible, down to earth, and some of us are also going to be feeling a bit restricted also and full of responsibilities and things to take care of with the square to Saturn. You know, where Saturn is, it makes us feel a little burdened. And so, this square to the new moon can just bring that into attention. However, at the same time, the trine to Mars can indicate that some of us are going to feel so driven and passionate about having this new beginning, very excited, very on the go to make something happen in the area of our lives that are ruled by Sagittarius. The thing though about this new moon is that Mercury is going to be retrograde in the sky during this new moon. So although we want to start something fresh, I feel like it's mostly going to last until this Mercury leaves the shadow period. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that can be a very good thing, if you want to set some short term goal, then this new moon can be the time to do so. We can put a lot of focus and attention in something that we want to accomplish in a short period of time. The ruler of this new moon is Jupiter. Jupiter is not as strong right now. It is in the sign of Gemini where it's considered to be in its detriment. I made another video about the Mercury retrograde opposite Jupiter, so please make sure to check that out. I've dived in depth into this aspect that we're going to have in December also. So make sure to check that out. But Jupiter, like I said, is not as strong. Mercury is not also strong in the sign of Gemini, in the sign of Sagittarius, sorry. But these two planets are helping each other because they're in mutual reception. And so, the ruler of this new moon is Jupiter, not as strong. So that's why I feel like whatever we start now, it's going to last just for a little bit while this Mercury is retrograde. Maybe not to be as long term as some of us may want things to be. But yeah. Now, I also want to announce that I am going to start with a few videos related to 2025 astrology. I'm going to start this week with a marathon of all these aspects that we're going to have in 2025. I feel like 2025 is going to be a year of important transits, a year of important decisions, changes in everybody's lives, hands down. I'm not exaggerating. Everybody's lives are going to be different in 2025, and that's going to be consolidated in 2026. So, as we move forward into the end of November and then the month of December, I'm going to put a lot of focus in my videos for these new aspects that we're going to have in 2025. So please stay tuned. Make sure you listen to those. Hit the notification button so that you can see whenever I've posted those. And I'm so excited for them because I feel like we have changes coming up. Crazy changes too, sometimes. But I feel like they're more on the positive side because we have these generational planets that are making positive aspects with each other. But we're also going to have challenges too. I don't want to sugarcoat it. Challenges are the ones that actually push us forward way faster than harmonious aspects. So, yeah. Anyway, let's start now with the 12 zodiac signs on this new moon. I hope you're going to enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments how your lives are going, how you feel this new moon is going to be for you. And please remember to show some support, to like, subscribe, to share this video with the people that you think are going to benefit from this. I wish each one of you the best of luck, and let's start now with the 12 zodiac signs. Hello dear Aries suns, moons and risings. Welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius astrology predictions. This new moon is happening on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for you, it's happening in your 9th house at 9 degrees. This new moon is in a positive aspect to your sign. And it can indicate some new beginnings associated maybe with some foreign travels that you may be doing. Maybe some of you are going back to a place that you used to travel to, or a place that you have been to before. For others of you, this new moon can indicate some sort of mentor or advisor that serves like a guru to you, somebody that you listen to for advice on life. They're basically coming back into your lives. For some of you, Aries, you're having some sort of fresh start with them. For others of you, this new moon can indicate news associated with citizenship, residency cards, international travels, visas. You're having a new beginning, but after having some sort of news communicated to you. And I'm talking about, things and people coming back, because we also have Mercury in retrograde in the sky in your ninth house, pretty close to this new moon. It is at 20 degrees in the sign of Sagittarius. And so, you may be having some sort of new beginning after going back to a certain situation, individual that you want to start fresh with, or place, because the ninth house is also the house of foreign travels. For others of you, you may be going back to learning a foreign language that you used to be interested in. Now you're having some sort of new beginning with that so that you can learn about it more. For others of you, this new moon can indicate going back to certain interests that you used to spend a lot of time researching about and reading about. The ninth house is the house of higher knowledge. So that's the area of our lives where we learn and sit down and think and reflect on things that like we want to learn so much about. And you're having a new beginning here. So something that you used to be very interested in, you're going back to studying that a lot more. For others of you, this new moon can indicate going back to school, going back to university, having to redo a test, having to redo an exam, maybe some project if you're in school right now. Like I said, you're starting fresh, but having to redo something, or having to maybe even take a class that you didn't do very well on. You can have some sort of beginning there too. But for some of you Aries, this new moon can also indicate like getting rewards from God, from higher, from the universe, um, because of your past deeds, things that you've done in the past for other people. Now it's being paid back to you, so you have some fresh beginning there, some new beginning there. The thing about this new moon, though, is that it's going to be in a square to Saturn, and Saturn is sitting in your 12th house. So for a lot of you, you are having all these new beginnings, but you may be deciding to be more practical, kind of behind the scenes, as you have all these things. Like, for example, if you're learning a new language, if you're going back to learning a foreign language, that's a better phrasing there, then Saturn is going to help you be disciplined and do so behind the scenes. Saturn may have you sit down, kind of isolated from other people, closed in your room, focusing and studying something that you used to be very interested in before. For others of you, there is maybe a certain situation, for some of you, there's a certain situation related to your mental health that is having you start fresh about it. Like you're maybe studying a lot of things about it so that you can heal from that. You can take a more practical approach in the way how you deal with that, mental, um, not restriction, but like heaviness. Saturn in the 12th house can bring that mental heaviness sometimes. If you had any sort of addiction, then this new moon can indicate changing your belief systems about it, trying to take a new approach associated with it, because you want to change the belief system associated, like the belief system that is tied to it. You may also want to restrict yourself with those addictions with Saturn here in the 12th house. Now, the thing that I love about this new moon, on the other hand, is that it's creating a trine to Mars, and Mars is your chart ruler. Mars rules also your 8th house. So you may feel very driven to make all these changes in your 9th house matters. You may feel very excited to be out there and kind of enjoy life, kind of have fun, kind of be more optimistic. This new moon is in a very positive house for you, the 9th house. Then you have Mars, your chart ruler, in the 5th house of fun and entertainment. So you may feel like you want to do all these things and be excited about life again, travel somewhere. You may feel very pushed and inspired to do so. For others of you, there can be one of your children that is inspiring you to take some international trip. Maybe they're like, Mom, Dad, why don't you go somewhere far away and do this and that, or somewhere that you used to go to because maybe it made you feel happy, or it's a place that brings revelations to you. I remember I had a client that had in her chart in a very predominant way the need to go back to her homeland because that was a place that she would always get insights in about her life. And that can be one of the scenarios here for some of you Aries. I feel like this is very like particular for just a group of you, but you may have this need to travel somewhere that you used to go to because that place gives some sort of inspiration to you and desire and push to like be excited about life again and feel basically reborn, excited. With Mars in the 5th house, you'll want to do that. For others of you, there may be a romantic interest that inspires you to maybe learn a new language again or go back to studying a foreign language. Maybe a romantic partner inspires you to go back to school or to push forward in your higher education studies, or they may be changing your belief system in one way or another. Like they push something in you, they change something in you to where you're like, oh wow, I didn't know this is a thing. Or they can open like doors and windows in your perspective of life also. So yeah, this is what I have for you Aries. This is definitely more on the positive side for you than the other signs, I can definitely tell you that. But I wish you the best of luck. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you in your lives. And if you liked and resonated with this video, remember to show some support, to give it a like, to subscribe, to share it with the people that you think are going to benefit from this. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Taurus, suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius astrology predictions. This new moon is going to be on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to adjust it to your time zone. But for you, it's going to be in your 8th house at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. This new moon is going to be a bit interesting because, of course, it marks a new beginning, something initiated, but it's also going to be in a trine to Mars and in a square to Saturn, while we have Mercury retrograde. So for you Tauruses, you may really have a new beginning related to your shared resources and finances, especially that you have with a partner, because this trine to Mars can indicate an involvement of the partner, being that Mars rules your 7th house of partnerships. So for a lot of you, there can be new beginnings related to shared resources and finances. Maybe a partner of yours has some kind of beginning also, and so they contribute somehow in your shared resources, shared possessions also that you have with them. For others of you, this can also indicate an increase in the income or money or possessions of a family member too, because Mars, after all, is in the 4th house here for you. And so, you can also enjoy those successes that the other person has if you have shared resources and finances with someone else. Now, this beginning, like I said, could last for a few weeks, and it may change, especially when Mercury goes direct, because Mercury is also retrograde in this area of your life. So any decisions that you may be doing with this new moon could last for just a few weeks. And, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That could be a good thing too, because sometimes we start something fresh that we need to do for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, for a month, and then we move on from it. And that could be the case for a lot of you Taurus. Now, like I said, we have the square to Saturn in the sky, and a lot of you are keeping in mind your long-term dreams and goals for the future. As you have this new beginning related to your shared resources and finances, you're keeping a goal in your mind, a long-term goal. A lot of you are asking yourselves, do I want to share my finances with a partner or not? Will I feel comfortable in the future if I do that? Will I feel safe? Will I feel grounded? Will I feel like this could last. A lot of you are going to ask these questions with this new moon, because like I said, Saturn in that 11th house of yours is having you build a lot of structures, be very practical, intelligent, and work very hard to increase your finances, your financial rewards. And also, you may be working very hard towards a dream and a goal that you have for yourself. And so this new moon is initiating something with something bigger in mind, with a square to Saturn. The eighth house where this new moon is can also indicate a new beginning related to yourself, sabotaging your patterns, maybe things that you do in secret. For a lot of you, you may have a new approach in the way how you talk to yourself in your psychological mind, in your subconscious mind also. This can also indicate some type of initiation in the bedroom. A lot of you are going to be more active over there. Some of you may even start getting intimate with someone, with a partner, because of the eighth house rules sexuality, and that connection to Mars can indicate getting a little heated up, maybe with a romantic partner, a marriage partner, or a hidden partner also, because Mars rules your 12th house of secret relationships. It rules the 7th and the 12th, so it can create something like that for you. The 8th house is also the house of other people's resources, investments, stock market, insurance, making money through other people's money. This can be related to clients also. So there is an initiation there. Maybe you take on a new approach in the way how you absorb this income from other people. You convince clients, you increase your client base. Maybe you take a different approach that is going to last for a few weeks, is going to be profitable for some of you Tauruses. But like I said, you're going to keep in mind a certain goal for yourself with Saturn in the 11th house. A lot of you are also going to work hard towards this new beginning in your 8th house matters. Maybe you're going to study some stock. Maybe you're going to study an approach when it comes to an investment. Some of you may even have somebody that is older or more experienced advising you in certain investments, in the way how to make money, and also how to attract customers, how to attract clients, how to make money through other people's money, because of that Saturn presence. And finally, this trine to Mars is also going to make a lot of you Tauruses very passionate, very excited for this new beginning. A lot of you are going to push forward, with something fresh, something new in these 8th house matters that I just mentioned. I also want to say that a lot of you Tauruses are also going to work towards maybe removing certain mental blockages with this new moon that you feel like have held you back for a long time. And that is specifically true with this Mercury retrograde, because Mercury rules our thinking process, and in the 8th house can have a lot of you Tauruses reflect over maybe self-sabotaging patterns, traumas from the past, fears, things that you fear for no reason. Like, for example, I'm very claustrophobic. I have no clue why, but like I can't stay in a small room without windows, let's say. And so that's a fear that doesn't make sense to me. I've never been in a situation like that to have something happen to me, luckily, thankfully, but that's a fear that doesn't make sense, like in the logical mind. And so Mercury with this retrograde can have a lot of us Tauruses reflect on that and try to remove it. This is just an example, but it can be something similar to that. I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to reflect on maybe addictions to self-sabotaging patterns. Maybe a lot of you are going to work towards manifesting your things, and you can do that by removing blockages, by removing things that don't work for you anymore at the psychological level. And so this new moon can mark a new beginning related in that area. Okay, this is what I have for you Tauruses. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you, how things are going in your life. Do you relate to this? And if you liked and resonated with this video, you want to show some support, please remember to give it a like and to subscribe. Hello, dear Gemini suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius astrology predictions. This new moon is happening in your 7th house on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please make sure to adjust it to your time zone for the exact time. And like I said, this is happening in your 7th house at 9 degrees. This is affecting your one of your angular houses, Geminis, and this can, show some important new beginnings, maybe related to your long-term relationships, partnerships, but also on your marriage if you are married. I feel like a lot of you may be doing a lot of reflection or going back to certain situations in the past with that Mercury retrograde in the 7th house, that you and your partner are reflecting a lot on. Maybe you have certain conversations associated with it, a lot of thoughts, a lot of communication, and so because of that you decide to do some type of new beginning or to start fresh with each other so that you can basically work a little bit more on this relationship. And I talk about wanting to work a bit more because this new beginning has a square to Saturn, and Saturn is in your 10th house of your public status. So maybe you're deciding to have some kind of new fresh start because you want to maintain Saturn, the same public status, the same status related to to your relationship. For others of you, Geminis, this new beginning can be associated to something fresh. You're starting with a business partner. If you're not in a relationship or in a marriage, things like that, then this can indicate, of course, business partners, people that you deal with on one-on-one. A lot of you can even have some new beginning with an authority figure with a square to Saturn. You are maybe conversating with them on one-on-one, talking about certain details that are important to you or important to them, and you decide to start fresh, to have some sort of new beginning together. Now, like I said, I do want to mention that Mercury is retrograde around this time, so this new beginning can last for a few weeks. We know that this energy is going to be at least for 2 weeks with a new moon, but it can last up to Mercury going direct or stationing direct. And that can also be a good thing because sometimes we have new beginnings that we want to do for a few weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, and then move forward, move on from it, depending on the circumstance and situation that we have in front of us. For others of you Geminis, you are going to have some sort of new partnership or new opportunity for work also. Maybe you're starting a new job and you have this new contract in place that you're signing, new agreement related to some work, to some new career that you want to be achieving, or you're taking on some more responsibilities or different responsibilities related to your work and your career. The beautiful thing about this new moon is that it is in a trine to Mars, and Mars currently is in the sign of Leo. Which can indicate, being excited and passionate about wanting to start something fresh, wanting to start something new, being excited about like wanting to communicate certain things and be clear about certain things and be straightforward and bold in, communications that you're going to have with these individuals on one-on-one. And I think that's a great thing because Mars is really helping you in this 3rd house of yours to be a quick thinker and to be straightforward in these details. And like I said, can also bring a lot of excitement and a lot of passion in the way how you talk to this in this one-on-one communications with other people. For some of you Geminis, this can indicate a new beginning, that you're starting with a partner and you decide maybe to go on some sort of short distance trip together that kind of heals things for you or makes you feel adventurous and excited about this relationship that you have together. Kind of heals a few things with Mars in the 3rd house of short distance travel also. Generally speaking, I feel like this new moon is going to help a lot of you Geminis still be down to earth. You may be wanting to really start something fresh because you want to build something for yourself career-wise. You want to create a structure for yourself so that you feel safe and you feel like you're achieving something big and something important in your career sector. And so you're wanting to start this new beginning with one-on-one relationships that can be with a partner, with an authority figure, with someone at work, with anyone in your life that you consider to be important, because you want to build something in the long term with Saturn in the 10th house. And you may have great opportunities to do so. But this is what I have for you for this new moon prediction. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you. And if you want to show some support, you can share, like, subscribe. I really appreciate anything that you do. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Cancer, Suns, Moons, and Risings. Welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius astrology predictions. This new moon is happening on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to adjust it to your time zone in case you want the exact time. And it's happening at 9 degrees in your 6th house, which can really indicate some important initiation related to your health habits. A lot of you Cancers are going to implement some sort of new diet for yourself. And for others of you, maybe you're going to bring back a certain diet that you used to have in the past and you kind of want to start fresh with it, restart it again. And I'm talking about old ones because Mercury is still retrograde in this house, in this area of your life. So maybe you're bringing something from the past. Maybe, if you used to eat a certain salad for a certain period of time, you're trying to re-implement that during this new moon. And then maybe you're going to change it back again when Mercury goes direct. So this energy can last for a few weeks. And if you want to implement something like that, this can be a great opportunity to do so because, the stars are supporting you basically to do this for you. For others of you Cancers, this can also indicate a new beginning in your workout routine, maybe in the way how you take care of your physical body, doing your skincare, hair care, taking care of your personal hygiene, just taking care of your physical health, of your physical body. Again, you can have a new beginning associated with it, or you can bring something that you used to do in the past back in so that you can have some kind of improvement in your 6th house matters. For others of you Cancers, this new moon can indicate some sort of new beginning at work. Maybe an old colleague is coming back with this new moon. They're starting fresh, or they're restarting fresh, or maybe you are working with a colleague in a certain project together that this can be a colleague that you used to work with before, or it can just indicate some new responsibilities that you're taking on in your 6th house matters. And like I said, these responsibilities can last for a while until Mercury goes direct, and especially when Mercury leaves that shadow period in the sign of Sagittarius. This new moon can also indicate bringing back maybe a certain pet at home if you used to have one and for some reason you had to give them away. Maybe now with this new moon you're bringing them back, or this can simply indicate as getting a new pet for you in your home environment. Others of you Cancers are going to work on removing addictions with this new moon because it's triggering also that 12th house of yours. So if you have any certain addiction, you may want to kind of remove it, and you may be doing so within a period of a few weeks until Mercury, like I said, goes direct. Saturn is creating a square to this new moon, or vice versa. The new moon is creating a square to Saturn, which is traveling through your 9th house. And so maybe you're making all these new beginnings because it makes sense in your mind, because you believe in certain things, because you've done a lot of research and you feel like this is good for you. And maybe you also want to achieve something in the long run when it comes to your physical health and physical body, and also your work, your career, your job, your relationship with your colleagues, all these 6th house matters. Saturn in the 9th house is helping you Cancers to be very down to earth when it comes to your knowledge, to your belief system, and the way how you do, your research work, and also how you implement it. Because Saturn, after all, is not an abstract planet. It's actually a planet that requires taking actual steps, taking practical steps, turning things into reality. And so if you've done a lot of research related to health matters, then this square to Saturn is going to help you take action associated with it so that you can have some healthy new beginning for yourself. This square, to Saturn can also indicate a lot of heaviness in the energy too. Saturn brings with it some sort of responsibility also. You may feel bounded to have this new beginning in your sixth house matters because of a certain belief system that you have, or because maybe a mentor told you to do this. They advised you to do this. Some of you may even have some sort of new beginning in your work responsibilities due to legal matters or international laws and legal matters. Maybe you need to get a residency card to be able to qualify for a certain position or certain responsibilities at your job. Like, I feel like that's very specific, but that could be like an example of this transit. The other thing about this new moon is that it's creating a trine to Mars, and that's a good thing. Mars for you is in your second house of your personal income. So if you're having some type of new beginnings and initiation at your work, you're doing so because you want to grow that income for yourself. You feel very passionate, very driven to make more money for you, to increase maybe even your self-confidence. Especially if you're taking care of your physical body with this new moon, you're doing so that you can feel empowered for yourself, and also can feel beautiful and sexy in the physical body. This is Mars after all. Mars wants to look hot and, sexy. That's the right word. And so you will feel very driven to do so, and I think that's a wonderful thing, especially if you want to implement new things. The other thing that could be happening here is also wanting to spend more money to be able to get this new diet for yourself, or spending more money for a better gym, or for better products to take care of your physical health, getting maybe a better doctor also. You're spending money. The Mars is in your second house of your personal income, and when Mars is here, it likes to spend, it likes to make more also. So you may be prone to putting your income at service of improving your physical health. And you might also help even maybe a colleague with your personal income, maybe buy something nice for them, or you may show off your personal income also to them, but not doing so like in a bad way, doing so in a way that it makes you feel more self-confident, and more valued and more empowered too, because Mars after all is also empowerment, is the ancient ruler of Scorpio. So yeah, this is what I have for you, Cancers. I wish you the best of luck with this new moon. Please let me know in the comments how things are going in your life. And if you liked and resonated with this video, please remember to show some support, to share it, to give it a like, to subscribe. I really appreciate anything that you do. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Leo suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius astrology predictions. This new moon is happening on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to adjust it to your time zone for the exact time. But for you, it's happening in your 5th house at 9 degrees in the sign of Sagittarius. And this can indicate new initiations and opportunities to really enjoy life and have a lot of fun. I feel like this is great news for you, Leos, because you are the natural ruler of the 5th house anyway. So, like I said, this can indicate wanting to enjoy life and have more fun, be out there in a way that maybe brings back certain memories that you used to do these things before. Let me be a bit more clear. If you used to have fun in a certain way, if you used to go to a certain bar, or if you used to go to the movie theater every Tuesday, let's say, then you may want to re-implement this way of having fun with this new moon. And I'm talking about re-implementing because Mercury is still retrograde in the same area of your life, in the same house, in the 5th house, just 11 degrees away from this new moon. So, like I said, you may be wanting to go back to places that you used to have fun at, and you may enjoy doing so. The thing though is that I feel like for some of you Leos, you may feel restricted, especially when it comes to being able to afford these things financially, because there is still a square to Saturn with this new moon. Saturn is in your 8th house of your shared resources and finances. So if you're using your shared resources and finances that you have with someone else, then you may feel restricted. You may feel like, oh, I want to go here, but maybe I don't know if I have the financial means to do so. that could be a scenario for a lot of you Leos. For others of you, this square to Saturn can just indicate that you're doing this for your mental health. You're doing this so that you can heal or take practical steps to heal certain fears and traumas related to your mental mind and psychological mind. And so, you feel this drive, this need to take action because you want to heal yourself psychologically or move away from certain fears that you have. For others of you Leos, there could be a new beginning in the lives of one of your children if you have kids. And you may have to support them financially for that because, again, Saturn is in your shared resources and finances sector here. For some of you, you feel like you need to put your financial means in their service and help them. And others of you, you may feel a little restricted because, you have to help one of your children, but that kind of affects your resources also. For others of you Leos, this can indicate a new beginning in the way how you express your hobbies and creative abilities. Some of you may be picking up on an old hobby that you used to have, something that you used to do in the past to kind of express yourself, your creativity, your inner child. You may be restarting that with this new moon. And like I said earlier, you may be doing this because you want to take practical steps in healing certain traumas from the past. For others of you Leos, you may decide to have fun in the bedroom. Also, maybe because you want to relight or rekindle some passion that you have with a romantic partner. With Saturn in the 8th house, you may be wanting to rebuild this sexuality with a person in your life, and you may be very well deciding to do so during this new moon. For others of you Leos, there could be a romantic interest that shows up in your life with this new beginning, with this new moon, that makes you feel excited, makes you feel yourself again. This new moon is also receiving a trine from Mars. Mars is in your 1st house, so you may feel super excited to start something fresh with this individual, go on a date together. You want to express your personality, your individuality in a very passionate and excited way. And you may feel very comfortable with this person. You may feel like you're working on your inner child as you are in their presence. You feel like you can overcome fears and traumas from the past when you are in the presence of this person. And these new beginnings, though, can last for a few weeks, because let's not forget Mercury is retrograde. Mercury is going to go direct at some point, and so that can still be a good thing, because maybe you need this kind of new beginnings related to your 5th house matters for a few weeks, and then you can get the benefits out of it, create some beautiful memories, and then move forward in your life. But this is what I have for you Leos for this new moon. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you, and if you want to show some support, I always appreciate it. If you want to share this with the people that you think are going to benefit from it, and if you want to subscribe, I really appreciate that anything that you do for me. But I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello dear Virgo suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius astrology predictions. This new moon is happening on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to adjust it to your time zone if you want the exact time. But for you, it's happening in your 4th house at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. This can mark some important new beginnings for a lot of you Virgos with maybe a family member that comes because of certain conversations that you've had with each other, wanting to revisit certain situations and clarify things together. And I say that because Mercury is also retrograde in the same area of the sky during this new moon. And so you are deciding to maybe restart fresh with a family member, maybe kind of relight your relationship with them. And you may be doing so because maybe you want to preserve this kind of relationship with them. This new moon is creating a square to Saturn in your seventh house. The seventh house, among other things, it just rules our relationship with other people, because the first house is you, the seventh house is what is literally in front of you. And so you may be wanting to preserve, quote unquote, Saturn, your relationship with this individual. For others of you Virgos, this new moon can indicate going back to certain places you used to live in, maybe having some kind of new beginning associated with that, maybe relocating also, moving somewhere new, moving somewhere that you have been thinking about for a while with Mercury retrograde here. For others of you, you may be wanting to fix something around your house, to start something new, to redesign your home or fix something around your home environment. And it is something that you've been wanting maybe to do for a while with Mercury again in this area of your life. Like I said earlier, there's a square to Saturn here. Saturn is helping a lot of you Virgos to be smart and intelligent and practical and down to earth in your relationships with other people, especially with your long-term partners, with your marriage partner also, or with your business partner. So as you're having this new beginning in your maybe emotional world also, you are deciding to understand your emotions at a mental level so that you can start fresh with a certain individual in your life, because like I said earlier, you want to preserve this relationship that you have with them. For others of you Virgos, this new moon can indicate a new understanding of life and the world around you. This is happening in your fourth house of your emotional world. This is the most basic house of your entire chart, is basically how you comprehend the world around you. And maybe a lot of you have been reflecting or are going to reflect during this new moon in the way how you now want to see the world around you. Maybe it's because of a certain long-term marriage that you've had or long-term partner. Something karmic related to them is changing the way how you view the world with a square to Saturn. So, you're having this new initiation in your emotional world that is going to last you for a little bit. Mercury is going to go direct at some point. It is retrograde right now. So this new beginning can last for a few weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month maybe. And then you're going to move forward in your life after you've had this kind of initiation in your fourth house matters. What I like about this new moon is that it also has a trine to Mars. Mars for you is in your 12th house at the moment in the sign of Leo. And so you are wanting to start fresh, to have a new beginning because you want to heal. A lot of you Virgos with Mars in the 12th house want to kind of remove certain fears or like try to heal your subconscious mind. And this new moon can really mark that new beginning for you, to where you want to move away from things that could have happened in your past for your own mental health, for your own emotional healing. And this new moon, can be a perfect time to do so. You may be replaying a lot of situations in your mind during this new moon, and that's why you want to basically kind of move away from that and try to heal yourself. A lot of you Virgos may also be doing projects behind the scenes that can be related to your real estate, your home environment. Others of you may be prone to do research related to your family tree, to your ancestors, to your home country also. And you may feel very driven to do so behind the scenes and hidden from the public eye. This is what I have for you Virgos for this new moon. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you in your life or in your lives. You know that I always read them. And if you want to show some support, I really appreciate it. If you want to share, like, subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. I wish you the best of luck, Virgos, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Libra suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius astrology predictions. This new moon is happening on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to adjust it to your time zone for the exact time. And for you, it's happening in your third house at 9 degrees in the sign of Sagittarius. So a lot of you Libras are going to have some sort of communication coming your way, or maybe you're giving out to other people that is related to some sort of situation in your life that you are kind of revisiting it at this time. You're kind of going back to at this time. For others of you, you may just be traveling to some place that you used to travel to before, you've been to before, and you're doing so that you basically take care maybe of your mental health, so that you can rest at a mental level and feel a bit restored. Why not? The reason for that is because this new moon is in the third house of short distance travel, and it's making a square to Saturn in your sixth house of your physical health. And Saturn here is having a lot of you Libras take care of your physical health, of your physical body, even though you may be crazy busy on a daily basis with Saturn here. This new moon can also indicate the desire to kind of go to some sort of short distance travel, like some sort of vacation. But at the same time, maybe you feel very burdened because of your responsibilities at your work, at your job. You have to take care of multiple things over there. And so you, in some way, may feel restricted as you want to have this sort of short distance trip. For others of you Libras, this new moon can indicate some new beginning in your immediate environment, maybe in your neighborhood. Maybe an old neighbor comes back with Mercury retrograde in this area of the chart also. Maybe they come back to your building, to your neighborhood. You run into someone that used to live very close to you. And you have some sort of new beginning together, like you started fresh with each other. Of course, if this person was like somewhat significant to you. This new moon in the third house can also indicate a new way of dealing with your thinking process. You may be deciding to reflect over your communication style. Maybe before you used to approach the people in a certain way, and you decide to go back to that, to have some kind of new beginning in the way how you talk to other people and how you relate to them and how you take care of them communication wise. For others of you Libras, this new moon can indicate a new thinking process for yourself, the way how you talk to yourself, the way how you take care of your nervous system also. And for a lot of you, you may be going to certain habits that you used to have in place and use those old habits to restart again, to start fresh with this new moon. What I like about this new moon is that it's creating a trine to Mars. And for you Libras, Mars is transiting your 11th house. So you may feel very passionate and excited to go after some long-term dream and goal that you have for yourself. That could be associated with your communication style, the way how you talk to other people, the way how you even attract clients if you have a small business. For some of you, you may be pushed to relocate maybe to some neighborhood or go back to some neighborhood that you have memories from also. Some of you Libras are also going to have some amendment, some friendship that is coming back into your life, and you may feel very excited and pushed to kind of reconnect with this individual or this group of people, to spend some time together, to talk about old memories, to talk about things that you have in common, things that you feel comfortable to talk about. And so this new moon in the third house talks about some sort of communication style that is new for you, but that could very well be with a friend or group of friends, given that Mars is traveling in your 11th house. And Mars is giving you a lot of drive there to maybe socialize a bit more and hang out with people, or some of you may just be very focused on achieving something for the long run. some of you can even be inspired to increase your personal income and realign it to some sort of goal that you have. Maybe you are wanting to make a certain amount of money, with Mars being your second house ruler, and because you want to have a number in your head that at this point, this is how much money I want to be making, with Mars traveling in your 11th house. And so this new moon is giving you the opportunity to take a different approach in the way how you make these things come true, to take a different approach that it used to be your style before, but now you want to reuse it again and implement it again in your life. This new moon is in a positive aspect to you, Libra, so you are not going to feel this as much. You may feel that heaviness of Saturn in your 6th house, for sure, because Saturn here is giving a lot of responsibilities to you. You may even feel, some of you Libras, you may feel like you have to serve someone in your life, and that service to that person feels very heavy on you. You have all these responsibilities to do, and maybe some of you have somebody that you need to take care of. And so this new moon is inviting you to understand that maybe taking care of this individual is affecting you at the mental level. So now you want to take some new beginning. You want to take a different approach when it comes to that. This is very specific. I feel like it can be the case just for a few of you, but it could definitely be a scenario. This is what I have for you, Libras, for this new moon. Like I said, it may not affect you as much because it is in a good aspect to your sign. And, these planets are in houses that are not directly affecting you. But I wish you the best of luck. Please let me know in the comments how things are going in your lives. And if you liked and resonated with this video, you can give it a like, subscribe, share it with the people that you think are going to benefit from this. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Scorpio suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius astrology predictions. This new moon is happening on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for you, it's happening in your 2nd house at 9 degrees. This new moon can indicate some new beginnings that you want to implement when it comes to the way how you make money and how much money you're making. Some of you Scorpios are bringing back old methods of money making into your lives with this new moon. You're deciding to use some sort of skill or talent that you have to be able to increase your personal income. You're basically bringing something from the past, some skill that you had in the past, or at least you're thinking about a certain method you used to use in the past to make money, and having now some sort of new beginning associated with it. And the reason for that is because Mercury is retrograde in the same house, in the same area of your chart during this new moon. You may implement something, like I said, when it comes to money making that could last you for a few weeks. Whenever we have a new moon, we can have that effect for 2 weeks, like the strongest effect for 2 weeks. But I feel like for this one, because Mercury is going retrograde, we're going to feel it a bit more. So whatever you implement now can last for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, until Mercury moves direct and then leaves the shadow period. I do have a video up for Mercury retrograde, so if you want to check that out, you can. It's in my channel. But anyway, that can be a scenario for a lot of you Scorpios. Money making, that's in your mind. And then implementing something that you used to do before, that's also in your mind. You're wanting to increase possessions also. Some of you maybe are buying something new around this time, something that you've been wanting to buy for a while. Maybe some of you are buying something that you used to have before, but for some reason you don't have it anymore, so now you rebuy it. You buy something that you used to have possession of. Some of you are also reflecting a lot in your self-confidence, Scorpios, with this new moon. Maybe you're doing things that you used to do at some point to increase your self-worth and self-esteem. However, this new moon also has a square to Saturn. And Saturn for you is transiting your 5th house. So if you have children, Scorpios, you may feel like you want to increase your personal income, but maybe the expenses that you have to take care of your children are restrictive to you. They are like a burden, quote unquote, to you. And I know that, you know, children are a blessing and things like that, but this is how the energy of Saturn can make you feel in the 5th house with the square here. So you're wanting to implement something in your finances, but you feel like you also have so many responsibilities to take care of that are related to your children if you have children. Some of you Scorpios may decide to spend some money for a romantic interest. With Saturn in the 5th house is having a lot of you to reflect and be more practical in the way how you go on dates, how you flirt with romantic partners, how you make them yours, how you know, have them become attracted to you, how you give them butterflies, and also how they give you butterflies, you know, how they make you feel too. You're understanding and you're becoming more mature with Saturn here in the 5th house. And so as you're learning all these things, you know, some of you, not all of you, of course, some of you, as you're learning all these things, you also want to maybe spend money to be able to be with this person. And so there's a square here to where maybe some of you are going to feel like you don't have enough resources, and others of you are going to feel like, to make this person come to me, I will buy them stuff. I will buy them something. I'll spend some money for them. I'll spend some money to go have fun together, to go on dates, to have fun together, basically. For others of you Scorpios, if you know you're not into any of these things that I mentioned, you may decide to spend some money towards some hobby that you have, some creative ability that you have here. You have a new understanding of your self-esteem with this new moon, and you may bring some old creative skills and abilities that you used to have before into the present moment now, so that you can feel more comfortable, you can love yourself more, you can appreciate yourself more, you can feel more confident within yourself with this new moon. Another another thing happening in the sky that I really like is that this new moon is making also a trine to Mars. Mars is your ancient ruler, and Mars for your Scorpios is traveling through your 10th house. So there is a connection here between your 2nd house of personal finances and 10th house of your career. You may definitely have the opportunity to shine in your career, at your job, with this transit, with this new moon, in a way that you might even be able to increase your income. Maybe you get a bonus, maybe you get some sort of promotion that you've been talking about or you've been wanting to have. There could be an authority figure that pushes you to ask for an increase because you are worth more than you think you are. And this transit can like bring that into the surface. That can bring it to your attention. And some of you Scorpios are really going to receive financial rewards with this new moon in the 2nd house. Like I said, though, you know, you may still feel that burden of Saturn with a square. You may feel like you have so many responsibilities, and maybe you should take a more serious approach to your talents, to your gifts, to your hobbies, to your creative skills. And as you do so, you may either increase your personal income by using these things, by implementing these things, or you may receive some sort of attention and focus at your career, at your job, because you've used these things. Mars, like I said, is your ancient ruler, and in the 10th house is bringing you into the attention. So a lot of Scorpios are going to have some sort of focus at work, attention, promotion, also some kind of financial reward. And like I said, these things are things that you've thought about or you've had situations about, because Mercury is retrograde in the same area of your chart. So these are things that are not new, but you're having some sort of beginning with them. Mars is in opposition to Pluto at a wider degree, but I'm not going to focus so much on that on this video. There could be power struggles going on also. For you Scorpios, you may not feel comfortable at home. For some of you, power struggles with authority figures in your lives. But anyway, that's for another video. Otherwise, I would have to stay here for a very long time. But yeah, this is what this new moon can bring for you. A lot of focus on your personal income, on your self-worth, old situations coming back, old opportunities coming back to make money, and to use your intelligence and your creative abilities, skills, and hobbies to be able to make that happen. And of course, some of you are going to have those scenarios that I said with children and also with romantic interests. One more thing, you might also need to give money to one of your children with this new moon too. Maybe you need to take care of them. Something happens in their lives. Some restrictive situation happens to them, and that's why you need to help them out with this new moon for a few weeks, until Mercury goes direct and then leaves the shadow period. Anyway, you've been the longest sign, Scorpio, so far. But I wish you the best of luck. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you. And if you want to show some support, to share, like, subscribe, that'll make me super happy. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Hello, dear Sagittarius suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your new moon in your sign astrology predictions. This new moon is happening on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to adjust it to your time zone for the exact timing. But for you, it's happening in your first house. This is your new moon, and it can indicate a lot of things for you, Sagittarius. One of the things can be some sort of new beginning in your own identity due to a lot of reflection that you may have been doing recently. That is because Mercury is also transiting your first house, and Mercury is having you reflect in your entire life, basically. A lot of you are going to put into question your entire lifestyle. Are you in the place that you want to be? Are you with the person that you want to be? Are you in the career that you want to be? A lot of you are reflecting in some serious important areas of your lives with this Mercury retrograde. And now this new beginning, this new moon indicates that maybe you're taking some sort of action due to a lot of reflection that you've been doing. And even if you haven't been doing that like psychologically, maybe certain situations have been coming back into your lives that have opened your eyes to see if you really are where you want to be. And so you may have this strong desire to start something new, to start a new direction in your lives with this new moon, to start something that makes you feel more passionate, more excited, that challenges even your belief system also, that makes you love life more and be more hopeful and optimistic. Mars is going to be in a trine to this new moon, and that's a very positive aspect. Mars is transiting your ninth house. So that's why a lot of you Sagittariuses are feeling like you want to start something fresh, something new, take a new direction in your lives. The thing though is that there is also a square to Saturn with this new moon. So although you may feel like you want to start fresh and do all these wonderful things, there's a lot of responsibilities at home for a lot of you. There's you're taking care maybe of other people, you are taking care of the bills, you have responsibilities, and for a lot of you are home related because Saturn is transiting your fourth house now, and that square indicates that you want to start something new, but there's responsibilities that need to be taken care of. For others of you though, this new moon talks about new beginnings because of responsibilities at home. There's all these things that you have to do for your family members, maybe for your parents, maybe taking care of your home or like your physical home, maybe fixing something, removing something, being more practical at home, more minimalistic too. you're doing all these things, and that's why you're like, I kind of want to start fresh in the way how I feel about myself, and in the way how I identify in the world, like the way how I see my life, because of all these changes that you may be implementing in your home environment. But like I said, a lot of you are going to feel a little burdened because of home responsibilities. Now, Saturn is transiting your fourth, but of course it's opposing your 10th house. And you're Sagittarius, you're the most impacted sign for this new moon. So there could also be responsibilities at work. Maybe you're working all long hours. You, like I said, you want to start something new with your life, like a fresh start, because the first house is the house where we start new things, like the beginning of everything, a beginning of a project, a beginning of a new direction in your life. So this is new, you want to take a new direction, but there's responsibilities, and that's not a bad thing, because sometimes we learn to become someone because of our responsibilities. Saturn is that wise planet, is the planet of time, is the wise old guy in the sky that tells us, okay, like, I want you to become disciplined with a certain thing because I want you to become something or somebody. And so this is the kind of scenario that Saturn is maybe molding some of your Sagittariuses into someone different with this new moon, because Saturn wants you to become very practical, very down to earth, in the way how you approach your lives. This new moon can also indicate a new beginning in your physical body, in the way how you look. Some of you Sagittarius maybe are changing your wardrobe into more sporty and practical clothing that kind of keeps you on the go and makes you comfortable in your physical body also. Like I said, we have a trine to Mars, and there could also be a mentor for a lot of you Sagittarius that is advising you during this new moon to take a new approach in your lives, to take a new direction. There could be even somebody that just changes your whole perspective of life, that is somebody that has traveled maybe a lot, that makes you more excited about life, and you kind of want to start fresh, like you want to take their example to be able to feel more excited and happy in your lives. The ruler of the new moon is Jupiter, and Jupiter is in your 7th house, Sagittarius. So you have a new beginning, but this new beginning it's like it involves other people, it involves someone else. And this can be a partner, this can be a family member, like I said earlier, this can be an authority figure like a boss, or somebody new that makes you feel excited about life, like a mentor. And when we talk about mentors, like, we picture them as like these old people, but a mentor can be somebody that is younger than you or is your age. It's just that they have like a different perspective of life that is different from yours, and like they excite you with Mars in the 9th house. They make you want to travel, they make you see life in a different perspective, a more exciting perspective. So, new beginnings in maybe all areas of your lives, Sagittarius, but that new beginning cannot happen without a lot of revision of the past because of Mercury retrograde here. And I have a video focused completely on Mercury retrograde, so if you want to check that out, please do, because Mercury is in your sign, so this is important for you. But again, there's revision. Some of you are even like reflecting on how you used to be when you were younger, and you kind of want to rekindle that, like you kind of want to go back to how you used to be before. But again, there's responsibilities, and like that Saturn energy is there. I don't want to sugarcoat it, but at the same time, when you have a trine to Mars, you're passionate about this new beginning. And if you decide to do anything new, it's going to last for a few weeks. You can last from 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, like a month, until Mercury moves direct and then leaves the shadow period. So if you want to implement something short term, like, this is a perfect time to do so. Just be careful, because like I mentioned in the Mercury retrograde video, Mercury is in its detriment Jupiter is in its detriment too. They are helping each other in the sky. They are in mutual reception, but still, just be careful. And then if you want to set some sort of short term goal when it comes to your identity and like some new beginning in your lives, you can definitely do so. And then you move on and move forward as Mercury goes direct. But this is what I have for you, Sagittarius. I wish you the best of luck. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you in your lives. And if you liked and resonated with this video, remember to show some support, to give it a like or to subscribe. I wish you the best of luck. Hello, dear Capricorn suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius astrology predictions. This new moon is happening on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for you, it's happening in your 12th house at 9 degrees in the sign of Sagittarius. So it is not directly affecting you, but of course, you're going to have to feel something with this new moon. And it can be very much related to maybe going to some vacation for some of you Capricorns that is in faraway lands. It's maybe a place that you've been to before because Mercury is also retrograde in the same area of the chart of, of the sky. So you may be wanting to go somewhere that you used to go to. For others of you Capricorns, maybe you're having some sort of new beginning related to some sort of project that you're doing behind the scenes that you had to do some kind of revision on, and now you're ready to implement these changes that you want to make and start fresh, start new with this behind the scenes project. For others of you Capricorns, this new moon can bring back a partner that you decide to get intimate with. And the 12th house is also the house of the bedroom. So Mercury going retrograde here may bring somebody that you used to be intimate with, and you decide to have some kind of new beginning together on like restart again fresh. But this can be a new beginning that can last for a few weeks. So I want to be realistic and tell you that because we have a new moon, we have these intense effects for up to 2 weeks, and then Mercury retrograde is going to end on December 16th, and then it's going to move away from the shadow period. So as Mercury is going retrograde here, it's making you go back maybe to this intimate interest that you've had in your life, and you kind of do something together, and then maybe in a month you take different routes, or maybe you just have a sort of new beginning together after reviewing sort of situations that you've had together. Like this is a case like for just a few of you, but it can definitely be a scenario. And another reason that I'm talking about the bedroom here is because Mars is transiting your 8th house, which is the house of sexuality. So you may feel very passionate, very driven to start something again with someone in the bedroom, dear Capricorns. Now, another scenario here for this new moon can be related to taking a new approach when it comes to your spirituality, the way how you connect with God, with the universe, with divine love, the way how you relate to this entire existence, to this life. You may do a lot of reflection. There could be situations, people that come back into your life, and because you learn from these things, you feel like something is faded here, and you decide to take some new approach, some new beginning associated with your spirituality. Like I said, this new one maybe does not affect you as much, but it is still there. Now, there's going to be a square to Saturn, your ruler, with this new moon. Saturn is transiting your 3rd house. For a lot of you Capricorn, Saturn is helping you discipline yourself when it comes to your communication style, to be more down to earth, to be more practical, to be more realistic, especially in your thinking process also. Some of you maybe have had to change your vehicles or to use vehicles that are more practical. Like you've had a lot of practical steps to take in your 3rd house matters with Saturn transiting here. But with this new moon, you may be wanting to start something fresh in your subconscious mind, in your spirituality, or in your travels, because you feel like that could be a practical way in helping you stay away from mental burn down or pessimism, because Saturn in the third house sometimes can give those things. So there's a square here, there's a need for action. And with this new moon, you feel like, you want to take a new approach in your 12th house matters because you feel so burdened in your mental thinking or in your daily responsibilities, maybe having to be on the road all the time. And you decide to, take a break with this new moon. And I hope you do. If you really need that, I hope you do. What I like about this new moon, though, is that there's a trine to Mars here, like I said earlier, and this can indicate opportunities to really heal yourself psychologically. Some of you may use shared resources and finances to have this sort of new beginning in your 12th house matters. You may also feel excited to start some sort of project behind the scenes that can make you money through other people's resources. Maybe invest in the stock market, invest in projects that are, like I said, behind the scenes, kind of hidden from others, but they can bring you financial wealth. You can feel very driven to do so. And these can be things that are aligned with your long-term dreams and goals for the future, because Mars rules your 11th house after all. This is what I have for you, Capricorns, for this new moon. I wish you the best of luck. Please let me know in the comments how things are going in your lives. And if you want to share this video with other people, I would really appreciate it. And if you want to, you can like, subscribe, show some support. It really makes me happy. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video. I wish you the best of luck. Hello, dear Aquarius, Suns, Moons, and Risings. Welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius astrology predictions. This new moon is happening on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to adjust it to your time zone for the exact time for your area. But it's happening in your 11th house at 9 degrees. This new moon can talk about some sort of new beginning that you're having related to your long-term dreams and goals for the future after having to reflect on them first. Mercury is going retrograde in the same area of your chart in your 11th house during this new moon, and Mercury can either bring you opportunities, old opportunities coming back to you that make you realign yourself with your long-term dreams and goals for the future, or is bringing back individuals, people, and even thinking processes that inspire you to take on a new approach in who you want to become in the future. Who you like, the way how you see life coming forward. And Pluto is now in your sign, in your first house. So Pluto is inspiring a lot of you Aquarians to take on a new approach in the way how you view the world, how you want your life to be. A lot of you are reflecting on your relationships and career and home environment, especially if you are one of those early degrees Aquarius. You're already starting to feel this. But this new moon in the 11th house is really having you reflect and shed some light in who you want to become in the future, your long-term dreams and goals that you have going on here. Now, for others of you, this new moon can indicate maybe even a wish fulfillment, something that you've been wanting to achieve for a while. Now you're kind of getting the rewards for that, and you are being, you have like some kind of something accomplished, something that you've wished for a while. For others of you, this new moon can bring a fresh new start with a friend, with an old friend that comes back into your lives. And there is maybe some communication that could be happening with them, some sort of clarification either, or if you have not had like any issues with them, there's just an opportunity for that individual to come back into your life. And now this new moon is marking the start or the restart of your relationship together as friends. The thing about this new moon is that there is still a square to Saturn, and Saturn for you is transiting your second house. So a lot of you Aquarians are reflecting in the way how you make money. The 11th house where the new moon is also the house of financial rewards. The second house where Saturn is also a financial house. So you may want to achieve a certain financial goal with this new moon, like you want to set a new goal for yourself. And Saturn in the second house is inviting you to take those practical steps to be able to achieve that long-term dream, that goal that you have related to your finances. Saturn here is bringing opportunities and sometimes challenges too, so that you can be more intelligent and also more down to earth and practical, and build some sort of structure in your income so that you can receive some financial rewards for yourself. You can increase your income maybe, or if you have a certain amount in your mind, then you're maybe working very hard during this new moon to be able to achieve it. The second house where Saturn is in is also the house of your self-esteem. So for a lot of you Aquarians, Saturn here is giving you the opportunity to maybe go back to certain situations or environments or people that really brought you a lot of self-confidence, and have some kind of new beginning with these people that make you feel like that. For others of you, you may really just be rewarded for your hard work with this new moon. Especially with Mercury retrograde here, you may feel like you're finally getting some sort of financial reward, but that still is having you work hard towards making money. It's not that it's like the final destination, because this is a new moon, this is a new beginning. Actually, it's not a completion like a full moon would be, but there is still some sort of new beginning here that could be tied to some sort of work that you've done in the past, some kind of financial reward that some of you may be receiving. What I like about this new moon is that there's a trine to Mars, and Mars for you is in your 7th house, it's transiting your 7th house. So for a lot of you, there may be a romantic partner that is pushing you to achieve this, or to start this long-term dream and goal that you have for the future. There could be a romantic or a business partner that is pushing you to change and realign your goals for the future. There could be, again, a partner that inspires you to reassess your long-term dreams and goals after you have valued yourself more with Saturn in the 2nd house. There is an individual that can be helping a lot of you Aquarians, or at least inspiring you, pushing you forward with Mars in the 7th house to be able to reassess all these things. There could also be a partner that tells you to maybe amend some kind of relationship or friendship that you've had with someone and have some kind of new beginning in that area. The thing about this new moon, like I said, is that Mercury is retrograde, and these new beginnings that we think we want to have may last for a few weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, until Mercury goes direct. Mercury goes direct on December 16. I have a video for Mercury retrograde, so make sure to check that out also. But then it's going to leave the shadow period. So until, during this time, you're going to have to reassess all these things, but are they going to be long lasting? I am not sure, but we still need this kind of reflections, because they're there for a reason. There's a reason why Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year. It's because we need to rethink about these things, and for you it's in the 11th house. And so as you reflect and have some sort of new beginning, decide to make certain changes, then you're going to implement this for a few weeks, and then maybe you're going to move on from them, but you still need this period. And another reason, a strong reason for that, is because Jupiter is in opposition to Mercury. Jupiter is in a wider square to Saturn. When Jupiter is in square to Saturn, it puts us to work. It puts us, because we have that optimism and excitement to achieve something big with Jupiter, but then there's a square to Saturn to where we need to sit down and make those steps, make that work. And so, even though this is a new moon during a Mercury retrograde, we still need to sit down and do the work. And for you, is in the 11th house matters. So, take advantage of this time to be able to change something for you, or reflect, or become more aware of things that you want to benefit from in your lives that are related to your 11th house matters. This is what I have for you. Dear Aquarians, I wish you the best of luck. Please let me know in the comments how things are going for you. I really want to know how Pluto in your sign is feeling right now. I am excited for you. with that big transit going on here, with Pluto in your first house. So please let me know. And if you liked or resonating with this video, remember to give it a like, to subscribe, to share it with the people that you love. I wish you the best of luck. Hello, dear Pisces suns, moons, and risings. Welcome to your new moon in Sagittarius astrology predictions. This new moon is happening on December 1st at around 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to adjust it to your time zone. But for you, it's happening in your 10th house of career and public reputation, and also your public status at 9 degrees. This can indicate a new beginning associated with your career. For a lot of you Pisces, maybe if you've applied to like several jobs, or you've been wanting to start in a new industry, then this new moon can indicate people coming back to you, reaching out to you to be like, are you still interested in this? Do you want to start this thing? So you definitely have maybe a lot of opportunities that are career related. You have a fresh start here, but these are opportunities that are coming back from the past, like places that you've applied to and things like that. For others of you, this new moon can also indicate an authority figure coming back at your workplace if you are working. This can also indicate maybe a change of status for some of you Pisces. After, you could be reflecting a lot in how you want to be seen in the world and how you want other people to perceive you as. And with this new moon, maybe you've done some reflection associated with that. I do have a friend who's a Pisces sun, and she used to post a lot, for example, on social media related to fashion, like pictures with clothes and things like that, fashion. And she stopped for a while, and then I saw a post today, I think it was, and I'm recording this on Sunday, just the day before posting the video. So, this new moon is basically bringing a lot of old interests into your lives, Pisces, but in a way that is seen by other people. Like for my friend, for example, I used to know her as a fashion influencer, and she's exactly going back to that. Like that is coming back into her life. And I'm talking about things and people coming back because we have Mercury retrograde in your 10th house also during this new moon. So, individuals, people's opportunities are coming back for you that can initiate something in your career, in your public status, and how other people see you. The thing about this new moon is that it's creating a square to Saturn, and Saturn is in your first house. So a lot of you Pisces are molding and remolding yourself when it comes to your identity and how you want to be seen and perceived by other people in the world. Some of you are setting some beautiful, wonderful boundaries with people that have not respected them in the past. I'll tell you that. I'm a Pisces sun myself, and I've done that. And I'm very proud of me because I really needed that, to be honest. But anyway, this new moon, is having you show up as differently in the world because of certain boundaries that you've set. And the square here talks about action. So you, Pisces, can be the ones that are setting sort of boundaries with people and that kind of are seen by the world. Like, for example, if you've been in a relationship with someone that did not respect your boundaries, maybe you decide to separate with them. So now you have this new status. People know you differently. People knew you as you, if you were with that person. Now they're like, okay, she's single or he is single. And there's like the extreme scenario, but whoever you have to send boundaries with, Saturn is definitely helping you. And as you do so, that is also seen by other people. It's kind of visible with this new moon in the 10th house. For others of you Pisces, if you've been working hard in a certain project at work, then you can receive the spotlight here. Maybe you're taking on more responsibilities also, because you're good at it. You've, with Saturn in the first house, you've been very practical, very down to earth in everything in your lives, really, because Saturn here is triggering the 1st, the 4th, the 7th, the 10th. So you may be taking some down to earth approaches that are visible to authority figures, to people who you work with. And for some of you Pisces, an authority figure could be supporting you with this new moon and telling you that I want you to take a different direction in this career and, start fresh with some new responsibilities and things like that. The ruler of this new moon, though, is Jupiter, your ancient ruler. And Jupiter is not as strong right now. It is in the sign of Gemini. Mercury at the same time is not as strong. So I want you to keep that in mind. If you decide maybe to change your career, reflect a bit more on it, because this new moon can have these effects for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, for 4 weeks also, until Mercury goes direct and then leaves the shadow period. Mercury stations direct on December 16th to be exact. If you need the date, I've already made a video for Mercury retrograde, so make sure to check that out. But if you have an opportunity to start fresh in your career and public status and things like that, give yourself a bit more time, because like I said, Mercury is not as strong, Jupiter is not as strong. They are helping each other because they are in mutual reception. They are in each other's signs. But I feel like, this is your 10th house. Like, this is your career, how other people see you, and this is important for you, Pisces. So please make sure to set the important boundaries in place and give yourself time to be able to take the right decisions for you. The Mars rules your second house and also your ninth house, and Mars is creating a trine to this new moon. For you, Pisces, Mars is transiting your sixth house. So like I said, changes at work. There maybe could be a coworker that is helping you get that spotlight at your job. You may have the support of somebody at work that like pushes you and is very passionate about what you're doing, and they may want you to like shine, with that new moon, the 10th house. So you may be receiving some help there from someone. For others of you, there could be a colleague that is helping you to increase your personal income, to get a promotion, or like telling you tricks and advising you to be able to make more money and gain that spotlight at your work, at your job. Now, if you're not working, Mars in the sixth house creating a positive aspect to this new moon can indicate changes in your physical health. Like, you may be very pushed and driven to go to the gym, to kind of change your diet also. And as you do these things, you're getting some kind of spotlight. Like, people are like, oh wow, like that's so nice that you're doing that, and maybe you're sharing with the world also. You're deciding to tell people about what you're doing, and you kind of get some sort of spotlight here. For others of you, you may feel very busy, running errands, being on the road. The sixth house is a house of our daily routines, and Mars here can make you be in one place and then in another place in like 2 minutes, and then in 10 minutes you're somewhere else. Like, you're running all these errands, doing all these things because you're so busy. But because you have this extra strength and like energy to do these things, you're able to accomplish something maybe in your career, like me, that has an impact, because as you complete all these daily routines, you feel more accomplished for yourself, and somehow other people see that too. And that can be like an authority figure also if you're at work. But if you're not working, maybe other people just see you as like very responsible, very quick, very fast, and an accomplisher. I think that's a good thing, right? That's a wonderful thing, actually. So yeah, Pisces, I wish you the best of luck with this new moon. I hope this video made sense. I am exhausted. I've had a very long day. But I really wanted to do this because this is an important new moon. We have all these aspects in the sky. But I wish you the best of luck, Pisces. Please let me know in the comments how things are going in your lives. And if you liked and resonated with this video, remember to give it a like and to subscribe.